Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Well, Valentine's Day is over. It's time for us to remake over our frame / Valentine's wreath into something for St. Patrick's Day. I hope you'll stay tuned. So I went to the Dollar Tree with my girlfriend whose mother is in the nursing home, and we got this long strand of the welcome with the hat on it. Then we got these that are shamrocks and coins that I thought would be fun. But first I want to show you how to rip apart a wreath or a frame that you don't want to ruin. Now, I like to do this, and if you've never played with hot glue, one thing you maybe don't know is that hot glue doesn't like heat after the fact. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of hot glue on or around our hearts, heat them up a little bit, and hopefully, if this doesn't quit moving, hopefully we'll be able to get these off. So let me take this off and see if I can get a couple of them off, because you can smell that they're hot. Oh, a little magnet there. How that happened, I don't know. I just want to make sure there I can get it under. And you'll probably break this. That doesn't matter because, frankly, we're done with it. You're just going to want to make sure that you just keep snapping them off, because, like I said, the hot glue kind of starts to get melty. Oh, that one came off really easy. I know you're thinking I'm going to hurt myself, and if you can't see this in frame, I apologize, but that's basically how they come off. You'll be able to see it better with the top section, I'm sure. Now, I normally, let me get the love out of the way. I normally would just tear off the ribbon with this. I might just do that, but I want to show you again how easy it is with your hot glue gun. Get this moved up a little bit. Voila! I bet you're impressed by that, aren't you? Maybe not. That's how you do it. And then if you want to scrape some of that excess hot glue off while it's still in the hot phase, you can do that. Or if you let it cool a little bit, you ought to be able to do something like this where you pry it off. And that's how you get it off. So let me finish with the ribbon. It should be just that simple. You know, the ribbon on the front. We shouldn't have any problem getting it off, but I want to take these off because I think my frame is going to go in the other direction, up and down this time. So I'll pull all this stuff off and we'll be right back. Here's the ribbon, and remember how I told you can just kind of take it off like this? I thought I would show you doing that without taking the glue gun to it, because then we'll be able to maybe just kind of pry off the hot glue that's dried on there. So we'll give that a little bit of a whirl. Hopefully you can see this. It shouldn't be too tricky to do this, other than me kind of jabbing myself with it. They just should kind of pry off like that. So now that you've seen that, you got the idea of how to get it back off, and I'll be back. So everything's off, and I have my frame turned so the top of it is right there. And then I wanted to show you the things I bought, if I didn't show them already. These foam scatters that I'm not going to scatter, and I had some things left over from last year that says luck and Erin Go Bra and a mug of cheer, but I'm sure I'm not going to use that. And of course this. Now I cut off some of the length of this because I don't want to have all of those shamrocks on the back of this, because they'll hang too low. Boy, I had a moment there where I just couldn't even think. So I'm going to put some hot glue up here. We're going to do the same thing only with this portion of it as we did with the Valentine's one, and that is we're going to put the ribbon into the glue. I'm going to turn it around so I can reach it better. I know, it's crazy, but that's how I roll. If you watch my channel, that's what you all know that. That's the crazy of me and me. I just can't seem to get things in a normal order. And I'm going to use my Tim Holtz scissors for this because I'm going to snip off this little top part, and they do the best job of that because they don't need it to be knotted together. And then I'm just going to push this into the glue and hold it in there. Why my glue isn't getting hard at this stage, I don't know. It's just contemplating life, I guess. Ugh, these are the things that bug me. Okay, we're going to flip it over. So because our frame is now going in this direction, you're probably saying to yourself, Sandy, I don't even need to watch this because I know you're just going to do the same thing you did with the other wreath. And the answer to that is, no, I'm not. Look, it looks like that's ripped. It looks like my ribbon is having a trauma. Oh, okay, hold on. No, it wasn't having a trauma. I was having a trauma. I'm over that now. Okay, now you probably think, oh, geez, Sandy's just going to glue the same stuff like the ribbon, etc. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is maybe glue these to hang maybe down the side like that. I've got to cut off this chunk of ribbon that is attached to the top of this chunk. I don't know, I was going to try to come up with a real ribbon word, but I stuck with the word chunk of ribbon, which was clearly not the right word. Okay, so I've got that piece of ribbon, which I think is the right word, off. You have to make sure all of these bad boys are facing the right way with their ribbon because you're going to glue them. I'm going to kind of glue them in place like that, I think. I'm going to set this up first with how I want it to look, and then we'll come back. I thought about using a needle and going through these little shamrocks because they're all different sizes. And I could do that, but then I started thinking, wouldn't it just be easier, and of course you know me, I'm going with the easiest way, wouldn't it just be easier to hang it from a string or a ribbon? I think it was last year, it could have been 2 years ago now because time flies so fast. One of my viewers sent me this St. Patrick's Day craft ribbon, and a lot of them go directionally so that you'd want to have the ribbon go this way. But I want my ribbon to go up and down, so I can't use any of them, I don't think, except for this zigzag pattern. So we're going to use that. I know you've seen me do the tricks to straighten out ribbon, but if you haven't, what I do when I get ribbon like this that's kinky, yeah, my mind must be in a gutter because that just came off wrong when I said kinky. If your ribbon has kinks in it, like this does, you're going to want to make sure that you get rid of those before you hang this. Even though this isn't going to be, really weighty, it's going to look really weird if you keep those kinks in. So I'm going to just cut a little strip of it. And this is kind of a satin ribbon that looks like it's been almost painted on with that white. I don't know. But here's how we're going to straighten it out. There's a couple ways I've done, and if this doesn't work, we'll go with plan B, and I don't want to do that because it will probably really screw it up. But here's what I do. I put some water in my hand, then I pull the ribbon through that water, and if I don't have enough, like I got it on my craft mat, I can put it on that. And that usually will straighten it out. Now this ribbon, as you know, has been on that package for at least a year. Could be 2 years, as I said. And we want to make sure we get all of those out. So I'm going to just kind of pull it like that. You kind of you're going to kind of have to ignore all of the bric-a-brac that's way out to the sides, because I have my camera as wide as I could get it so that you can see this in the viewfinder. Is that what you call it? I don't know. In the screen. Anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you, because that was important to note. Anyway, I've done everything I can to straighten this out, and now I've given up. I think 2 or 3 years, however long I've had this, is too long to consider it something that will straighten out again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on its side again, because I want you to be able to see this the best way possible. I'm going to put this over to the side, hopefully, and I'm going to wrap it around and just put it on the back of my frame and glue it in place, because I'm going to want to make sure, I don't know why that doesn't want to come out. This is that worst glue ever from AdTech. It's glue, it's all strings and no, ouch, that hurt. Okay, I just glued myself to that. Ugh, I hate it when those things happen. Anyway, back to the problem at hand. I just like to make sure that we get this lined up as straight as I can, and then I take my pokey tool and I just lay it in there straight. And the way I know it's straight is I look at this and see if it looks like it's lined up straight. I don't know if that's actually going to make it straight, but that's how I do it. Okay, back to the front. I wanted a way to have the front have some attractive component to it, and I thought by having that come over the front like that, it would make it a little bit cool looking. And then I thought what we would do is play with some of these bric-a-brac, and these are made out of styrofoam, so they're light as anything, and it's not going to be hard at all to get them to adhere. Of course, that also means they're so light that they're not going to hold this thing down, which was a bummer. So that means I'm going to have to instead make sure that I put my glued pieces on those kinks. Someone else asked me about my glue gun. They think it's really cool. It's also from AdTech. It's called a Precision Pro, and I think I bought it at AC Moore, in case you wondered. People always ask me about these things, and I like to make sure I tell you so I don't forget. I'm going to glue down a coin next, and I hope that you can see where, where I'm putting the glue on. I'm running it right down the middle of that piece, and I think I probably will put a bigger one. No, that's too big. Now my glue is attached to everything else. It's going to lay about like that. I'm just trying to make sure that this shamrock, I'll get one that doesn't have some weird thing hanging off of it. And I'll put this one on the other side. Get that out of the way. And I have to say that glue gun doesn't particularly make me all giddy, because it points, okay, when you set it, it points downward, so the glue is always coming out of it. So you always have to have something under it to catch the glue. That bugs me, just in case you were thinking, oh, I might want to get one of those. See that? Okay, here's another problem. You see that, how that glue is attached to my craft mat? That's why I don't like that glue either, because it's really gummy and it's just so stringy and gummy. I don't recommend it, and I'm going to show you the bag of it this time so you don't buy it. And I'll put in the comments, one of the girls that watches my channel all the time told me about a glue that glue sticks that she really likes, that she gets at Michael's, and I'm going to make sure I put that in the comments this time so you have it. One more noteworthy item is that whenever I do a video, you might know this, you might not, but whenever I do a video, I always write all of the directions, all of the products, and everything I can think of in the comments below, so that you don't have to worry about, like let's say you really want to follow the directions, but you don't know if you have to do something a certain way, you don't want to go back to the video, that makes it so you can just look at it and read what I say, and then you can follow the directions that way too. That's just a little helpful. Or if you're hard of hearing and you don't like the closed captioning that they have on YouTube, and I'm not really fond of that either, you can go to that and follow it. It's right in that information below the video. Okay, so that's where we stand so far, and of course I need to put another piece on the other side, and this time I don't think I'm going to make it as long because frankly I only have this much left. So I'm going to wet it and I'll be back. I'm going to see if I can make it as straight as possible. So I've got my ribbon in place. I glued it exactly the same way as I did it on the other side, only this time I think I'm just going to glue these little pieces in place, maybe like that, along the ribbon. It's a thought I'm going with right now. Hopefully I won't burn the crap out of myself, but you never know. It is kind of tricky to do this. And we're using these little wee ones that might not hold anything in place. I mean that, you know how I'm trying to hold down the kink. Still, I don't know, I'm immature. I still think that's funny. And as I said, these are so lightweight. I'm not really sure how they're going to hold the string in place. I don't think they really will hold the string. These scissors are not liking this ribbon. I have to cut them from a different angle. Then, okay, next up, get this out of the way, I have the word luck. It's small, but I just thought it was kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back. Then I'm going to turn everything sideways so I can get behind this. It has a little foam tab. I'm going to try and pull that foam tab off because I think that's going to screw us up. I think it'd be easier if I just put a little dab of glue on the top of that and lay my bow in it like that, because that little foam piece was weird. Hopefully you saw that. If you didn't, I apologize. Okay, then I'm going to glue down. I have 3 of these left over from my long piece that was in on this. So I want to glue those around, I think. I think I might glue this one. Why? The strings of this just make me so crazy I want to just give up. Not give up in general, I mean give up doing this, because it just makes me so nuts. You know what I mean? Ever have that happen when you're doing something crafty and one of your tools just gives you such a hard time that you just go, oh, I don't even want to continue with this project. I'm so frustrated. That's how I am right now about that glue. Okay, then I think I'm going to put these 2 maybe over really close to the edge. Let's see if I can do that. And see if I can get my glue gun to do something crazy. And I'm going to tilt them at the same time because I don't want them to be glued in. I want them to make my frame wider. Does that make sense? I think it does. I'm just going to put my glue on this edge. That's what I did with the last one. And I'll put that one right there. My sister really likes St. Patrick's Day, and I think she really likes the blingy part of it, you know, like doing things that are really fun like this. And I'm thinking about maybe putting a piece of ribbon in the middle. Okay, I've got a little bit of glue on the back. Hopefully I'm in frame. And I'm just going to run another strip of glue over the back so that I can get this thing put in place again without hurting myself. That time I got a big string of that glue. Ugh, I hate that glue. And you probably are saying to yourself, why do you keep using it? Well, here's the answer. I'm one of those people that if I buy a tool, and this goes back to those of you who remember the foam tape that I had that was so horrible. It attached to me and everything else, and every time I use it, I whined incessantly. It's like that. Once I own something, I feel like I have to keep using it, and frustratingly enough, I think that's what we're talking about with the ooh, I think I'm going to cut the ends of these. I think that's what we're talking about with this glue. I'm just going to be a little bit crazy with it until I get rid of it. Okay. Then we decided we were going to put this one in the middle of our ribbon. And that right maybe over that way a little bit. That's better. Probably not even in the middle of my frame. Probably not. But it's in the middle of, I think this thing throws us off, so we're going to go with it anyway. The lady that I'm making this for, I think I've told you already, she's my closest friend's mother. She's in a nursing home and she's 96 and she hasn't been doing well the last few days. Okay, let me put this so that we can see it. I think she'll get a kick out of it because it's colorful, it's bright, it reminds you of St. Patrick's Day because of all the colors and all of the shamrocks and the word luck over here. I just had another shamrock fall on my lap, making me think I should glue it down, but I think I'm going to have to put a little glue under this piece because that the things that this is hanging that are hanging from this are not tough enough to keep it held down, so I'm going to do the same thing on that side. Well, this is what it looks like right now. Because I can't get it any further into the screen, and I apologize about that, but I will take a picture of it on the wall. I hope that you enjoyed this, that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And don't forget, as soon as St. Patrick's Day is done, all this comes off and it turns into an Easter wreath. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.